To cook along with Renee. It's 4:30. I need to leave for soccer practice in just a little bit because we changed the field. So I'm going to do a quick dinner so that you can kind of see how I get dinner ready and how I pack up for little kids at kind of a weird hour, how I kind of get everything ready for them when we get back to make a smooth evening for my husband and I to just kind of relax. So we're just doing the mac and cheese, so go ahead and grab a stock pot. You can see that I already got it going, filled with water. I'm going to go ahead and start boiling. That's the first thing you want to do. It's going to be literally the longest part of this whole thing. Okay, and I'm going to put that on high. Make sure your fan's turned on if you have a gas stove. Or maybe it's just hot and you need to have your fan on. So maybe you live in the South. I live in the Pacific Northwest, so here it's like nice weather. Okay, so here's my ingredients for tonight. I have my Azure bulk mac and cheese pasta. Yes, I eat organic wheat, and it's very, very hard, at least where I live, to find a big portion of macaroni noodles. So you can imagine my surprise when I found you could buy like a 10 to 25 pound bag of macaroni noodles that were organic, and I did so. It's hard to find the shape. So I have that. I have milk. I have my big, I finally got it, you guys, my big Azure order. So I got my big cheese going. Finally, we have cheese again. And then I just have some butter. And then for your items, you need your grater, a knife, and a cutting board. So I'm just going to jump right in, and we're just going to start grating cheese. You can do the KitchenAid, like maybe you're even more in a hurry than I am today. And if you've seen any of my other videos, I kind of have a hack where I use my KitchenAid blender to quickly grate cheese into small pieces. So if you're really in a hurry, like you can get that out. I just want less to clean, and I don't usually like grating, but I don't do a ton of cheese for this recipe, surprisingly. So I'm going to just cut off maybe, I don't know, maybe an inch block here. Hiya! Just keeping y'all awake. I've been like really choosy with my humor lately. I don't know if you've seen my shorts at all. Let's see if I can like position the see. This is going to be unedited. I'm just putting this straight up because I'm also a mom in a hurry. I am not one to just like, I've been trying to edit my videos and do cool new things, but to be honest, it's a lot of work. And when you have 4 children, it's taking away from them, and I don't like it. I don't like doing YouTube for that reason, I've decided, but I also love it because it's like a creative outlet for me, and I feel like you guys are in my kitchen with me, so I'm enjoying it. But I'm going to try and either just edit a little less on some of these quick dinners, and then probably just do one epic video a week, and then just fill you in with some shorts. Kind of do a mix-up of stuff, but I honestly like love when you're listening to a podcast or you're just in your kitchen and someone's just talking to you. It kind of helps pass the time because sometimes this stuff is monotonous. And if you've ever done laundry, OMG, it's monotonous. We just got a speed clean. I don't know, I did so much research on it, and I had a Samsung washer and dryer before that from like 2018 that had like a recall. It lasted forever, but the dryer went out and it was pretty much totaled. So I'm like, well, let's just scrap the dryer, sell the washer, and then get a new one. And my husband was so sweet, and he treated me to what I've always wanted, which was a speed queen. And oh my gosh, I've been so happy to catch up on laundry. But I usually hate laundry, but this kind of has made it a little bit better for me. Okay, so I have about, for my family of 5, or 5 big ones that are eating, I have about a cup and a half, maybe a cup, solid cup. You don't need a lot of cheese. You can make it more cheesy, but I prefer not to do that because, I don't know, I feel like it gets too heavy, it doesn't reheat as well, and it's almost too rich for my kids. So I just do a little bit, and that's pretty much it for that. That's literally the prep you have, you guys. Like, oh, maybe get the salt. I forgot. How could I forget the salt? I should be called like the the salt queen. That's kind of copying the pasta queen. But anyway, salt. Okay. There we go. So now that that's done, I'm going to grab my soccer bag. So we did a little tour of the house for a second. So it's right here. I put it into a natural groceries bag, but any like shopping bag, anything you have, like TJ Maxx, I don't know, I just threw that one out. Fred Meyer, anywhere. You might not have a Fred Meyer Kroger. It's pretty much the same thing these days. So I'm going to scooch this to the side, and I will show you what is in my soccer bag. And this is what I use for my games too. I have a bag that I just get ready for every season of soccer, and it's awesome because when the soccer season hits, I just have it to go. I think when my next boy hits soccer, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have two, one for him, and then one for my older kid, and then one for my little guy with all his like other brothers and sisters snacks and stuff in there. I don't know. So I have my boys' soccer ball. I have one of the old jerseys they use for practice in there. I have, if you live where I do, I don't know, maybe if you live any of these places, you always have to have an umbrella. Umbrellas are so important. So if you're like a new-time soccer mom or baseball mom, tennis gets canceled, so don't have to worry about that, or pickleball. But yeah, bring umbrellas, especially like as many as you can for little kids, or if you have a stroller, bring a stroller cover. That's really important. I've learned that the hard way when we had, like the first or second game I ever had was like sideways rain with my new baby, and there was puddles in the stroller. So I was like holding him obviously, but the stroller was soaked. So don't make that mistake. I have some extra like long sleeve shirts for my boy because it gets cold and you never know when it's going to get cold. So I also have a pair, this is like soccer specifically, gloves, just like some, you know, little polyester stretchy winter gloves, because sometimes his hands get really cold and they don't really, you know, do anything with their hands. So I have his extra warm stuff. Speaking of warm stuff, I also bring, I gotta redo some of my other things. At the beginning of the season, I also have little sweaters for my little guys, so hoodies, little sweatshirts, things for them to stay warm in case the weather just goes crazy. And then I love this. My kids have eczema, and when it's really windy on the soccer fields, and even for myself, my lips or my cheeks get really chapped. And so I like to put this on really windy, cold days. I do a little bit of balm on there to kind of create a barrier so that their skin doesn't get, you know, super dried out, or lips. And then I also, speaking of skin stuff, have some natural zinc sunscreen because it also gets really hot. And I actually have a game tomorrow. It's going to be hot, and I will be, or on Saturday, not tomorrow, and I will be adding little bucket hats. So they have little like fisherman bucket hats, my little ones. And with my last birth, I got one of those little stroller fans. So I will be bringing those in my bag as well. So if you are in a hot place, or it's hot, or later, you know, afternoon games, bring those things. I also, you can see it, I have, it just kind of crashed a little bit, but it's broken, but I usually put in some teething crackers for my baby now, and usually on not game nights, on even practice nights, I bring her food with us. So I will sit her in our little, like, wagon that I bring, and I will feed her dinner. So she gets to eat dinner there, and it's nice because the little kids are kind of distracted because I will bring them snacks. So even though, yes, I'm making dinner, I still bring snacks because by the time we get home, it's about 7:38, and that's pretty much their bedtime, and we go a long stretch without eating, and my boys don't like that. So I like to do applesauces, so I am going to restock it with some more snacks for tonight. And kind of clean out some of the orange peels from before. Whee! So I'm going to put these things back in, and I will show you some of the snacks I like to pack. And I mix it up. Costco has a really good, I think they do the best snacks. Like Grocery Outlet, I've gotten some things there before. But yeah, I'm kind of more of a fan of Costco with that. I just think it's actually a better bang for your butt. And I don't have time to make things from scratch. Okay, our water's almost boiling. So yours might be boiling now. It might not. I'm going to wait a second longer. I'm going to pack my bib again for my little gal. And I actually just came back from the park. So I'm going to put in her, yeah, I'm walking backwards. I'm going to put in her baby food that I have here. Whew, put my hair back. Let's see. Okay, so I have her pumpkin. We're on to purees right now, so I'm going to add her pumpkin in there. I add a spoon. I always put in paper towels, and I'll probably grab an extra for boys. And I also have baby wipes because I bring a separate diaper bag that has like her nursing cover, some diapers, some wipes, which I need to replace. Always like being prepared as a mom. So yeah, oh yeah, this is my diaper bag right here. So I have, and this is nice so I can backpack wear this and then carry that. I've gotten, I feel like a packed meal, and I bring some baby toys always with me. So you can have those, and also some like warmer outfits or little warm, like I bring little warm sockies and extra blankets and stuff for her. She can either sit in her car seat or in the wagon. So it just depends on how cold it is. If it's colder, I usually keep her in there. Okay, so I have that. Oh, where's my applesauce? I think I brought her. Oh yeah, she has a little. It just came from the fridge. Was her little apples and blueberries. Just got to finish that one off. So I have that there. I'm gonna bring some fruit. I really like fruit as an evening snack, kind of like a dessert, if you will. So I'm just going to grab a couple oranges. My husband also gets off work right away, so we will be packing him some of the mac and cheese to go. He usually eats that there. Okay, so I got my 3 oranges. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. I want one. And that's, yeah, well, I'll do one more just in case. You can always, you know, put it back or leave it in there for game day if it's something that doesn't spoil. And I only have 1 applesauce, but my kids are going to want more. So come with me to the messy kitchen. Hopefully yours isn't messy as mine. Mine's pretty messy. So I'm going to do 1 for each of the kids, including the one that plays soccer, because if they get one and he does not, it is not fair. So, don't know if you've heard that before. Okay, I'm going to pause on that, add my noodles. So go ahead and get ready to add your noodles as well. I'm just going to measure it out into, oh, I'll just bring it over. This is a live version. Okay. And it's not even a full boil. I don't care. Just throw it in. It's ready enough. Okay, so I'm going to throw it in. My kids take a while to eat, and yours might too. If they do, and I'm doing 2 cups of noodles, by the way. Let's see. Does that look like enough? I'll do 2.5 cups of noodles. Yeah, that's good. Oh man, always gets stuck on there. Every noodle counts. Saving money. Okay. Okay, here we go. Woo! Going back over to putting my bucket away. Get the lid on. The best is when, with the buckets, I don't know if this has ever happened to anyone that stores food like this, but I will never forget when my youngest grabbed one of the buckets and was like, I'm playing in the sand. I'm like, what are you talking about? And there was flour like 2 inches thick, like all around. I wish I could have caught that on film. I should have. The best, though, this is the best story, was when my youngest and my second to youngest at the time, so my 2 youngest boys, found a maple syrup container on the counter, and they got a stool, or maybe a bucket. They got it down, and they literally poured, like one was pouring it on top of the other child's head. Like, coated in maple syrup. It was... And then when I found him, and I was like, what are you doing? He literally, like, went up to run away, and it was like a Flintstone moment where their feet were like a cartoon, and he was slipping on the maple syrup and like sliding across the kitchen floor and like fell backwards like into the maple syrup. I feel like it could have been in a movie or something. It was a fun moment. I'm sure all moms kind of have those. Let's see, I'm thinking of what else I can bring. I probably am going to bring some meat sticks for some protein just because we had a really kind of heavy... Oh, sorry, wait. Oh, there's stuff everywhere. Some of these, because we're having a really intense carb dinner, I guess you could say. Okay, let's put this here. This is like kind of crazy. My husband works really long hours, so if yours does too, this is like a good thing to prep. You can do this the night before. You don't have to be last minute like me. 1, 2, 3. Sometimes my husband wants some. I was gonna put a lot in there. I put 5. I might want 1. But yeah, you never know when you're, you know, you can do it. Okay, what I'm trying to say, do it the night before. Don't be me. Get your game thing ready, get your practice thing ready. I do my games a little bit earlier because we have to be early to the games, more so, by 30 minutes. So, and it's a decent drive to the field, depending on which field we're at. So I like to get ready for the game the night before, but life happens, like it doesn't always work like that. Like if you can get the kids' clothes laid out, it's like a really good one to do. I'm going to move my stuff over in my Fun Galley kitchen to the stove. And I'm going to get out a colander. Does anyone else sing in the kitchen? I make up songs a lot. Does anybody else do that? I feel like I'm talking to myself, but it's okay, it's fun. Maybe someone's on the other side listening that's not just like my sister. I don't even know if my sister would make it this far. Okay. Love you, sis, if you did. Thanks for watching. And maybe my grandma. Hey, Grammy. If you're out there listening. Let me do this bag. This is how I do my cheese storage, so you can watch that. If you have big blocks, because you got big kids, or you're a cheese connoisseur, you can just slip over a Ziploc bag. Wow. It lasts for a long time. You can also wash them if you need. Take a rubber band. Voila. You don't have to worry about storing your cheese. Oh man. It's going to be fun not editing this. Okay, so let's check the noodles. Oh, colander. Yep. I'm awake. Colander. Right there. It's good to go. Okay, I'm going to check my noodles. I don't think they're close to done yet, but no. I'm just going to keep on stirring them. So now that my soccer stuff is ready, I'm going to tell my guy that he needs to get dressed. And I think it's better that your kid gets dressed as soon as possible. Like, even an hour out. Because it's like, it goes really fast unless you have an alarm and you're busy getting other kids ready. And you look over and your kid's like, oh, my cleats! Oh, my soccer ball! Oh, I forgot to get water! And they're the ones that need to get to the practice the fastest. And so, yeah, so go ahead and remind your child at this point, if you're close to practice like mine, that they need to get ready. So here we go. Hey, bud, you need to get ready for soccer now. Thank you. And it was that easy. There we go. He's going to get ready. And my other kids, I'm kind of checking it out. They need their shoes ready, but I'm going to actually prep their bedtime stuff while my noodles are on the stove very quickly. Oh, let's move our cheese over real quick. And you can do this. I've even had times where I've dressed my kids in, come with me. Woo! It's coming out of the kitchen today. Where I have my kids dressed in pajamas at practice. I do this with my little girl sometimes, especially if it's dark in our basement. Especially if that's you know, it's really a later situation. So I'm just gonna, I need to do laundry, which I'll probably do. This will save time that he has his pajamas set out right before we get there. Let's see what I'm gonna do. I have a choice because we finally got to our laundry. Let's see what I can find. Oh, I found the blueies. Do your kids like bluey? Mine do. So I got his bluey pajamas. They are ready. I'm just going to lay them on the floor right here. We do have a decently clean floor. I just kind of lay him out. And he can pretty much change himself. So he's good. And then for my youngest, I had his clothes folded last night. And we're just going to grab these because they were already he must have kind of pulled some of them out. Husband sock. Anybody else have a husband that leaves socks literally everywhere? Like, I find them everywhere. Like, and my little ones too. So I'm just getting my Burt's Bees, like, our matching Christmas pajamas for my youngest. Hopefully sometimes they request, like, I want to match. So hopefully they're cool with that. And yeah, that's it. So they're good to go. They have, you know, sometimes I set the bed and get everything ready, but I'm not doing that today because it's nice out and we were outside. So here we go. I'm going back up the stairs. Boop, 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 boop. Oh my gosh, it's really hard on the camera stick. Unedited. Okay, your noodles are probably done now. I might check them. It's only been a couple minutes, but maybe you had to get a couple more things ready. I just like to take a noodle out, and it's okay if it's not perfectly done, or it could be al dente. Al dente? Al dente. I am not Italian. You want a cracker? Well, I'm about to make noodles. Why don't you sit down and I'll pull them off. Sometimes you have to pause to get boots on. And that's what my toddlers have been wearing, is boots. Huh. Boots, boots. It's something easy they can put on, even in the warmer weather. Okay. We're good. So I'm going to get my gloves on. And we're going to see, how can I do this and hold the camera? It's going to be magical. Honey, we already had enough crackers. You can hear, when it's unedited, you can really hear my kids asking for food almost constantly. Whoop, blocking them out, sorry. My kids are walking in the shot. Okay, guys. Yep, the cheese are for noodles. Oops. Now, when I pour this out, do not pour all the water out, you guys. The noodles can fall into the colander, but I like to keep about a cup's worth of the liquid in there. So, nope, not yet. Please hop out of the kitchen, guys. It's almost done. There's just a teeny bit in there. If you put too much, it'll take too long to cook it down. So, okay, everybody, hop out of the kitchen so Mom can move the noodles, please. Okay, I am like balancing this with one hand. Whoop. And we're back to the stovetop, which is a relatively safe spot to be the kids out of the video, which I'm really intense about. Okay, turn on your stove to like medium high, add your salt. Just a good sprinkling. You might have added it in the water. If you added it in the water, even though I didn't say to, that's fine because it flavors your noodles. You don't need to add salt, especially if you keep some of the water in there. I'm getting a big spoon. And a butter knife. Cut my butter with. Okay, you can see the water starting to, let's move you down here. Let's move it down. Still learning this thing. Whee! Oh, still learning it. I'm going to put us at a more downward angle so you can see into my pot. Oop, not into my shirt. Okay, I can do this. editing helps block that out, but that's okay. Because you know what? Real life is real life. When I made a YouTube video, it's like, oh, you gotta make it look cool, you gotta edit it, you gotta make it look so fancy or no one's gonna watch it. And that may be true, but part of me like wants to just say no to that trend. Like, I'm kind of over the aesthetic thing, kind of more into like the real thing, because I think people, especially as a mom, you're gonna compare that. Oh look, I already had like another spoon. I'm just gonna use this one. You'll end up comparing yourself, and it's not good. So I did 2 tablespoons. I might do a third because I don't have my heavy cream with me right now because I need to go to Costco. So 3 tablespoons of butter it is. I'm just going to melt that around and let it continue to kind of boil. But yeah, I'm kind of a fan of real life, because when you see not real life, and we all watch YouTube to get ideas for cooking. I like love the cooking shows that are like immaculate kitchen. Everything's like measured out. And I know like this isn't a bad thing, because like when I didn't have kids, or you know I want some like beautiful inspiration, I still like watching those. But I could never, you know, I would just be like, oh god, they have all measured out, and they're like pouring like 2 cups this, 1 cup this, tablespoon this. I'm like, oh gosh, I can't keep up. I can't keep up. And I got so overwhelmed. And my kids wouldn't even like it half the time because it'd be a fancier type recipe. So I try to do things from scratch, healthy, make it cheap, but make it things that kids would like. So I'm going to do my cheese last. So I'm going to pour in a little milk now. Maybe just like eyeball it. Like you want it to not be soupy, but you want it to be creamy enough. So it's a little soupy right now, but as you boil the water, that will kind of, the starch in the noodles will help it become almost like a sauce. So I turn my heat up because I want that to kind of reboil. This is a perfect time to put away your butter and your milk. So walk back to your fridge. Maybe you're gonna get a view of the boots. Maybe you're far from your fridge. I wish I had an island. I think that's why I get jealous of the aesthetic-y like type videos, because it's an island and everything is, you know, they can like put their tripod in just one spot and prep. I'm like running back and forth like a crazy person. Okay, so it's starting to kind of thicken up a little bit. It is boiling again at least. You get your cleats on? Okay, go ahead and grab those. You're out of the shot, don't worry. So now he's getting his cleats on, he's getting all ready. You get your water bottle full? You find where that's at? Oh, it's right behind me. Just make sure there's ice and water in there. And if your kid's old enough, you know, they can get that ready. If you're new to soccer and your kid's like 4 or 5 years old, you might have to. And the program we do, or the league we do, the older they get, the more practice they have to do. So now we have practice twice a week, and then games on Saturday. But soon we might have practice, you know, for my other guy if he decides he wants to do soccer. So then we'll have, then it gets really crazy. That's like, I'm like in awe. I've been asking all the parents with like more than like 2 or 3 kids, like how do you literally manage that and getting to all the game practices. And a lot of them carpool. That's an idea, like even using neighbors or other teammates. And then sometimes they're using grandparents, like if grandparents are in town, like not using them, but asking them to help. Woo, milk going everywhere. Okay, so that's really starting to boil. I'm going to only let it boil for just a little bit longer. And then I'm going to slowly add my cheese, but I want it to get pretty hot before I do that. And I'm not even stirring it like constant. I let it have, oh, you can hear that somebody went to the bathroom. If you could hear him screaming, I have to go wipe a bottom and then vigorously clean my hands. So I'm going to go do that, and this will be edited just because there'll be a slight pause, but I'm just going to turn this on low, and I'll meet you back here once my hands are all clean. And we're back. I swear my youngest has like a timer in his body that says, oh, my mom is doing something and I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And always, like, when I'm either eating food or making food, it's so horrible and it makes me so sick, and it just is what it is. Like, I'm sure if you have toddlers, like, you know. And then he announces it to the world. Like, you know what? Really loud through the whole house. It, like, wakes up all my kids. Okay, so if you kind of get some of the cream on there, you can see, or the milk, you can see it's kind of sticking to the spoon. That's what you want. And now I'm just going to turn to low, which is still on low because I had to stop. Don't worry, I really washed my hands. I feel like I need to preface saying that. Like, I know that you know that I probably did, but I'm just going to be real excited when everyone's kind of done. Like, and just independently do everything. Okay, so now I'm just doing a little at a time with the cheese. You do not want it too hot when you add the cheese. You want it to kind of low and slow with the cheese because it'll clump and get kind of sideways if you do it hot. It took me a long time to learn that. I'm actually going to turn it just off. Because I was like, why is my cheese so clumpy and weird? Like, even making a roux or cheese sauce, you just want to do a little at a time. You want it to, you know, if you want it more like the box situation. You can add other cheese too. This is just straight up cheddar. You can add mozzarella, Parmesan, cream cheese I've done before. You can add some heavy whipping cream. Not cheese, but a good addition nonetheless. You can always throw this in a casserole dish and put your breadcrumbs, but we're not here for that. We're here for fast. My kids don't even like pepper on it. I don't know if I think this is enough for us. Luckily, we've kind of been snacking, so I didn't go too crazy. Okay, I'm gonna taste one. Always taste it because you don't know if it's gonna be ready. Might want to add more cheese. It's good on cheese, but you know me. Need some salt. You can put a little garlic powder in here. I'm not going to do that. I might do a little... Nah, I'm not going to do black pepper tonight. Keep it easy on our tummies for the most part, even though it's cheese. I do use A2 milk because my husband feels like he digests it better with that. So, yeah, mix it around. It's off heat now, so it's cooling for your kids. I'm sure I get one that has from the inside. Ooh, yummy cheese. Woo, look at that string. Good. Still a little more salt. Especially when it gets hot out, I am like a salt fiend because I think my body just really craves it. But luckily my kids do too. And it's Himalayan salt. It's not going to be the same level of salt as, you know, table salt. The sodium level's not as crazy. Perfect. Perfect. Yum. So good. So now I'm gonna grab bowls. Woo! Oh. You guys, oh, I didn't even have my mic back on. I hope you heard any of that. Anyways, I was just saying it's crazy. My boy always timing his bathroom moments not great. If that's what you maybe missed out on, is me just rambling about that, and also rambling about how I whoops, there we go. Adding more salt to the mac and cheese. Stir, stir, stir. Put the cheese on low and slow. You might have heard all this. I don't know. I'll find out when I rewatch it. And just a little bit of cheese at a time. Taste it. Taste it again. Sorry, you might have been like trying to hear me talk there for a second. I was like, what's it caught on? I'm like, oh, I'm not even wearing it. Real mom life. Real mom life. Okay, I'm going to ask my kids, who wants a spoon? Okay, are the little ones over there? Do the little ones want a spoon? Okay. Okay, I'm just going to do 3 because my toddler probably is going to want my spoon. Okay, there we go. Oh, me. You have to eat too, Mom. And I'm talking to you guys out there, or whoever. Maybe you're making this just for like a crowd of people, I don't know. And then I'm going to get a little container. I never know if my husband, he has like birthday work food things all the time. But I get like a little dish for him to bring to practice. Okay, so there we go. I'm gonna grab the pot, so let me angle this back up. There we go. Woo! Back at eye level there. Whee! Okay. So fun. And let's see, I'm gonna put you guys over here, and then I'm just gonna grab my pot, and then I'll show you kind of how I divvy it. Oh gosh, I probably need to edit that down a little bit. I'm still getting the hang of this, you guys. It's just gonna take time. One day I'm gonna be a pro. Like, I'll be cooking with this tripod and tangent, because I'm too... I don't have, like, I watched a video, and bless his soul, he had like a really cool kitchen set up with like professional grade photography. Oops. Hello. Should I edit that out? I don't know. I think I'm going to keep that. I think that was a fun moment. Hopefully I'll have to watch it. If you're watching it, I definitely did drop my phone with the tripod. Like, it was too far reach, you guys. And you just like went on a wild ride with me. Feel free to like watch that back. What's that? There's a movie with Renee Zellweger where she's like a news reporter and she slides down the pole. I don't know if you know what I mean by that. Like, what was that called? Bridget Jones' Diary. Yes, Bridget Jones' Diary. The first one, I think. And she goes down and the camera like falls and it like shows her butt. I always laugh at that. That felt like a moment like that, a little bit, possibly. Hopefully, I'm like wearing a skirt. It's a skort. So hopefully we might need to add a sticker there. I don't know. Let's go this way. Gosh, I'm like wrapping myself around here. Okay, here's the bowls. Hopefully, maybe you aren't having the snafus with me and you're already like prepping your meals. But yeah, and you know, it's good to bring, like, I do this for everybody. I'll bring a bag of forks and then a separate bag of paper towels, and then I take that bag and it becomes like our trash bag later. So all of the little snack things, all the orange peels, strawberry tops, you know, wiped faces, like used paper towels, all go back into that baggie. So dual purpose. Okay, so there's some for him. I'm gonna get some for my youngest here. I'm not too hungry tonight, so I'm not going to be, you know, that's probably good. That's my toddlers. And remember, I'm bringing snacks, so you don't have to make a huge 4-course dinner when you have your snacks, especially if you're bringing, like, some healthy snacks. If I don't do things with cheese, I'll do things like cheese wheels, those Babel cheese wheels. This is my middle. He's going through a growth spurt, so I'm giving him an extra kind of helping there. Maybe a little bit more because he's just been growing, eating like crazy. And then here is my soccer guy. And I'm not planning on leftovers, you guys. If I do, it's a good, you know, lunch for the next day for kiddos. I just reheat it with a little milk right on the stove, or I put the container, because I have an oven-safe one, just straight into my convection bake and warm it, or bake it on like 300 for like, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. Just to kind of heat it back up. Okay, he needs a lot because he is running. But I also don't want to make him sick to his stomach. So that's about good. He can always come back and finish this. Or I can bring it with us. I've done that too, like they haven't finished it. Sometimes I have leftover pots ready to go. So I'm just serving me now, and I'm not super hungry. Let's move these to the side so you can see a little bit better. Almost. Let's keep track here. Okay, well, they're close enough. I can't tell which one's my grower and which one's my soccer guy, but, you know, we'll figure it out. We can share if needed. And you can hear them. Is it almost done? Because they are ready. I'm going to put the leftovers. Sometimes I keep a little leftovers in case somebody wants a little more, but we have snacks. So I'm just going to put the rest in my husband's little to-go box here. He loves the mac and cheese, so he'll be excited. He kind of always gets a little fun surprise. Sometimes it's like, sorry, all you get is like a meat stick and a snack. Because I don't have time to like, you know, do the dinner. And that's okay too. We just have an awkward time. Because I've done it where I've done dinner after practice, and literally it's crazy. It's just sideways. Okay, so now it is about 5:05. So I did that in about 25-30 minutes. And if you're not filming, honestly, you probably, if you're following along, it's pretty leisurely, but you could probably, oops, I'm looking at the wrong spot. You can, I'm like looking over here. You probably could get this done maybe in 20 minutes, possibly 25. So it's a really fast homemade meal. Box stuff, will it be a little faster? I guess. You have to let the water boil anyway, so while you're letting the water boil, why not grate some cheese? I still have time to grate cheese. Get my bag of snacks ready, get my kids' pajamas set out. I probably could have honestly done a little more, but I'm talking to you guys. So you really can make homemade mac and cheese really yummy and experiment with it and find cool shapes of pasta for your kiddos. So yeah, I say try it out. Try it out. Try the planning for your practice, and I hope your child has a great time at their practice tonight, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for cooking along with Renee.